My guest tonight is the Director of Research at the Office of the President. I'm sure by now you know, Dr. Owusu Mensah. He's a wonderful political scientist. I mean, of course, many of you who heard of him prior to election 2016 knew his works and knew the very wonderful things he used to do. But now, he basically does, they say research, but for government, for the highest level in our country. Doc, you're welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
I hope you are doing well.
By the grace of God, I'm well.
Oh, I see. But are you doing well as in making more money now as you are in the seat of president and doing the wonderful things that people do there?
Unfortunately, I'm not making money. I was making money outside government than here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you are in the university, you can do your consultancy, raise your money here and there. But here, you take your salary home. Once in a while, somebody come and give you some gift. But however, demands on you from across the country is so high. My father's funeral, my mother's this and this. And these are all party people. You go to constituency and you rely on them. So you must attend to their needs.
That's an interesting perspective. Yeah. You are perhaps the only politician who's, of course, I mean, you cannot really be called a politician. That's where the difficulty is. Anyway, let's zoom into what's been happening recently. Yeah. Were you shocked by the results of the final presidential primaries?
I was not shocked, but there were some areas that require some work to be done. I was not shocked because, one, you realize that we are in government, and therefore we have some people who have not benefited from government. They struggle so well in 2016 for the government to win the power. They struggle again in 2020 for the government to win power. They've not had anything. So when there was this contest of a presidential primary, they found opportunity to join others who are not supporting the so-called establishment. So they decided to push to support those people. So all those people who are disillusioned about the performance of government and all this, who are party members, decided not to support Dr. Bawumia's team, but go and support whoever was available. And you realize that it was 4-horse race between among these four, but turned out to be 2-horse race between Dr. Bawumia and Ken. So eventually all of them moved towards Ken. At the same time, you remember Honorable Alan Chamante has been very strong at the base, even not at the constituency level, but at the base. So when he resigned and left the party and left the contest, all of them got recruited by Ken's coordinating team, Ken's members, and all of them came together and went. So I wasn't too surprised about the performance. And it's also important to mention that some of the MPs and some of the parliamentary aspirants who seem to have a lot of base, the word seem to have a lot of base, didn't have that base. So you realize that.
At Strayer University, we see you striving to work harder and go further. That's why we provide you with the tools you need to get there, like offering a brand new laptop when you enroll in a bachelor's program. So you can do your coursework anytime, anywhere, and always keep striving. Visit strayer.edu to learn more. Eligibility rules, restrictions, and exclusions apply. Connect with us for details. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials for amazing deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 25% off Nike for him, her, and kids. 75% off fine jewelry. And 10 to 50% off select appliances from Black & Decker, Cuisinart, Instant Pot, and more. Plus, get it faster with store pickup. Now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. Please note that stores are closed Thanksgiving Day.
And I've said on another platform that if the parliamentary primaries were held the same day, like the NDC did their own presidential primaries, a lot of our MPs would have lost their seats by now.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yes,
it's something we'll be exploring. But let's start from the beginning of all of this. 85%, at least 80%. Oh, no, we will do more than 75%. I don't want to attach names to it, but these were government people, supporters of Dr. Bawumia, and sometimes even people, including the majority leader in parliament, who were proposing that the least Dr. Bawumia could get would have been in the 70s. You do research for government. You are giving them this hope, right?
I'm not the one who said that they were going to get 70%. I didn't see that in the...
You sure?
I have done some polls.
Yes.
I have done some polls, and the polls that I did was not so regular. But when Alan resigned and Ken also came in, or Ken took over the process of the, what they call the grassroots, I did not do any polls to find out what was going on. But I know other institutions of the state, they search polls and therefore provided the lesson that they were going to, Dr. Bawumia was going to win 75%, 78%, 80%, different organizations. But as a matter of fact, I did not.
But you are director of research.
Yes, sir.
The presumption some of us have outside is that if there's any prudent research or any survey that's been done, it will be through you.
Oh yes, when I do my survey, because I'm at the presidency, when I do my survey, my fidelity is to His Excellency the President. When I do it, and I'll give it to him. And if he decides that this survey should be shared with which interested party, that's it. But for me, my fidelity or my first responsibility of any work I do is to give it to him, and then he decides who should have what.
Now, let's understand this point clearly. You did not do the survey that actually says 75% or more is going to go to Dr. Bawumia.
I did not do that survey.
Because it will be legitimate for people to blame you. Won't it be legitimate?
Oh, it will be legitimate for people to blame me, but I did not do any survey that says that Dr. Bawumia was going to get 75% or 80%.
For those of us not in government, would it be fair to presume that any survey in government informing about elections would have gone through your approval? Or you would have seen this survey?
Not necessarily, because you remember in 2008 and beyond, and up to this time, BNI have been doing their own surveys.
Okay.
National Security have been doing their own survey. We've been making it public.
Oh yeah, the other time we understood that from...
And that doesn't come through me.
Oh, I see. So you don't get to...
No, I don't get to. But I only hear that National Security have done this survey, and these are the findings. I only hear, but I've never had the privilege to sit in their briefing before. The National Security have done this survey. We are going to brief this person or that person. Come and sit down and listen to their views. And if you have some comment, I've never been part of that. And I've never been part of any BNI survey or even read any BNI report about a survey being conducted. I've never done that.
So this 75%, was it coming from the BNI or National Security?
I said the number of state institutions did it their own. So I don't know who brought the 78%, who brought 75%, who brought the 80%. But in the morning, I was speaking to some people who told me that they are sure by the close of evening they have 80%.
And they are based on a survey of a sort?
Survey of a sort from one of the institutions. But certainly, it was not my institution. But that would be surprising to get 80% because certainly you know that Honorable Alan Chamanti has some base, which we also going to vote, because it was not possible for Dr. Bawumia's team to have recruited everybody who belonged to Honorable Alan Chamanti. At the same time, Ken also had some base. At the same time, Adanimo will have some little base. At the same time, Honorable Afriye will also have some little. So to say 80% means that Ken was going to get about 15% or 18% at the end of the day. So scientifically, it was not possible immediately to get that, because given the challenges that the government is facing now in terms of not enough resources for everybody to benefit, you certainly want to know that people will show their displeasure through the polls.
Well, and you know what you're saying is actually, because if then their poll or survey may not be credible, right? Because what you explained to me is that scientifically it may not be possible to do the 80s or the 70s.
Yes, because you see, I travel along the country. For instance, let me give an example. You had people in some assemblies, 3-4 people who came to contest at the district chief executive.
Okay.
They came for the interview. Only one person got. The 3 of them did not get anything. And they are party people who have served the party, some of them 20 years, some of them 26 years, and in fact, some constituencies, somebody has been secretary for 24 years, and he has not gotten anything. All such people, to recruit them into Dr. Bawumia's team will be quite difficult because there are people who think that, look, it's our time to also benefit from the resources of other candidates. So I'll be a coordinator for Ken, or I'll be a coordinator for this person so that I can also make some little income for my family. People to see that having served in the party all these years, this is the little reward I'm also going to get.
Now, the other question that's come up heavily is that this was rebellion against the establishment. To your mind, what were the factors that led to the 61 or so percentage that Dr. Bawumia got?
You see, NPP has been a party that nobody gets so much percentage. As a matter of fact, if these polls had not come out to say that Dr. Bawumia was going to get 80% or 75% and said that Dr. Bawumia was just going to win, there won't be any point of discussion. Because but because we projected ourselves that we're going to win 80% or 75%, anything short, you will not be happy at the end of the day. Because to win 61% in a delegate election is a lot of work went into it. But we had projected that we're going to beat everybody, we are beating everybody, and we are making this mark, and therefore we are supposed to be there. So if you ask somebody who's quoted in tree, what your pressure man? That's simply because you see, let's put it in context. Honorable Ken Ejapon is a very strong man within the NPP. I, as Owusu Mensah, have met him a number of times in the north, campaigning in Yendi, in other places in the north, in Sunyai, in Techimai, Aworowa, and so many places. I have met him in person, campaigning, without anybody sending him, using his own money, driving his own car. Where are the party people? I'm here to help you to campaign. And interestingly, in 2020, he was going to all the difficult constituencies that were difficult for the MPs to win. He was going to these constituencies. And you know that when he goes, the Bawumis, he will provide some service to one or two party members. And those party members will certainly remember him when he's also in the need. So he's cutting across the country. And more importantly, if you look at the results, Central Region is one of the regions he's been working so hard over the period of time. So he was supposed to do well in Central Region. Secondly, Honorable Afenyo Maken is also very strong in Central Region. So to assume that Central Region was not going to be for him, you'll be deceiving yourself. And this is an election, and that has shown to all of us that all Ghanaians, we know that when you're going for election, you always want to spring from your home. Just as in the super delegates, the Northeast, everybody voted for his as vice president. That's the true. Same way, we're expecting the Assans to also come out strongly, and even constituencies around Assans to also support him. And this is exactly what happened.
That's an interesting development. Was Dr. Bawumia always going to win without establishment support?
You see, whether we like it or not, NPP as a political party will have blocks. It's expected because we have all come from different backgrounds, different ethnic, academic, religion, all of that. So you should expect that there will be some blocks here and there. And over the years, this Dankwa Buzia block has always been there, and it will continue to be there. And therefore, it's expected that he will have some support from one point or the other. You see, the issue about the fact that NPP has been an account party is a difficulty for the party. You remember Honorable Malik contested and he lost. You remember the former vice president contested and he lost. Ali Muhammad. You remember Afoko becoming the chairperson and there were some issues and he was removed. So this was the biggest litmus test for the NPP. So people told us, not because we really love the establishment, but we think that it is time for us to ensure, and especially when His Excellency President John Mahama has indicated that the Honorable Dr. Bawumia was being used and he'll be dumped. So people thought that it was important to bring this into perspective. And
but would it be fair? Is it not basing your decisions on a popular, sometimes even mythical or not so grounded propaganda against your party? Why would you make such an important decision like choosing a flag bearer based on that?
No, but he is competent. He's been the vice president, and people think that it is time because at the same time, you remember when Vice President Ali Muhammad came in, there was all kinds of reasons why he shouldn't be the he shouldn't be the presidential candidate because they said that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president now, has been the one waiting. It was his turn. So these factors did not come in as well.
Except that when it came to Alanche Martin's turn, the Adjumisu theory did not work.
Adjumisu theory did not work. But that time, people thought that it was the turn of Nana Akufo-Addo to lead the party. And this important decision for us as a NPP, we consider as a critical to give the gentleman a chance to lead the party at the end of the day. So it's not just because he's from the north, but he's competent and he's capable to lead because he's the vice president of the republic.
Kennedy Japon said making Dr. Bawumia your candidate was really handing over the elections to the NDC.
I don't believe so.
That's what he said.
Oh, that is his view.
Yeah.
That is his view. All of us has view, and whatever the view is based on science is different. We all have our views.
Why do you think such a huge number voted for Kennedy Japon?
I've indicated that he cut across the country. People know what he has done for them. Number two, we also have coordinators who got recruited by him who are not happy or have not benefited from the government, and they thought that it was important for them to demonstrate their dissatisfaction about the performance of the government in terms of how many resources they can get to themselves.
So was it to do more with the popularity of Kennedy Japon and the disgruntled nature of supporters, or it was the opposition or the lack of popularity or the reduced popularity of the vice president that contributed to the over 30% that Kennedy Japon got?
You see, as I said, Kennedy is a very important force. But you see, number of these factors all converge for the votes that he got. All these factors that you have made converge for him to have gotten. Because some people, you see, some of the constituencies were led by some MMDCs, who people were very dissatisfied with their performance. So the mere fact that they were even leading the campaign, and some of them were also led by some members of parliament who people were not happy with. So the mere fact they were leading the campaign, forgive my language, annoyed people. And therefore they consider, look, we will support Ken. We will give it to Ken.
Now let's get this also clarified from you, mindful of your experience and your competence in political science. Would it be more the case that when a member of parliament who is seeking, among other things, to be running mate to Dr. Bawumia takes it upon himself to campaign heavily, and yet the showing of Dr. Bawumia is not so good in the constituency? What would account for that?
That should tell you that that person who is a member of parliament who seems to be doing so well, is not really on the ground, and people don't like the person. And therefore, if you are the member of parliament and you think you are popular and you are campaigning, and with other reasons that you think that it should bestow on you, you are not popular with the people. Number one. Number two, it's also possible that Honorable Kennedy Japon had a stronger coordinator in that constituency.
I see.
Yes, because let me
to the point that person can rival the member of parliament who sworn to rally votes. Some of them, for example, in Bantama, in Swame, places that they had sworn that I'm going to give you the votes. I'm going to do all I can. They are not people hiding. They are the ones who have openly declared support. And yet the showing was not as prominent.
Let me give one example. Bia West.
Yeah, okay.
The constituency chairman is called Kukosika.
Okay.
Bia West is where the regional chairman comes from. Ama, the Western. We have the DC there, who is my colleague Augustine Blaze's brother. It's called Blaze. The original rep to the National Council is also PRS. All of them came together and they were pushing very well for Dr. Bawumia's agenda. Kukosika won that constituency.
Wow.
Yes, he won that constituency. So it depends on the strength and the capacity of the coordinator of Ken in that constituency. That plays a significant role. How he's helped people over the years, how he endeared his life with the people. It happens.
Was this known to those of you who understand the data right from the beginning, or it was a shock after the results were revealed?
To be honest with you, I don't think that enough work was done on those who were leading Dr. Bawumia's campaign.
Really?
That's why I don't think that enough work was done on them. Not their capacity, but those leading the campaign. And sometimes, you see, it is very complex when it comes to this thing, because people have come that they want to serve you. Ray, you want to be the president. I have come. I'm from Tichuma constituency. I want to serve you. I can mobilize the people for you. I'm the member of parliament in the constituency. It will be difficult for you to say, look, stop, keep quiet, because you needed my vote in the super delegates. So I have voted for you in the super delegate. I'm continuing the work on the ground. You can't come and stop me. So this is where some of the challenges kicking from.
No, but it's because we are trying to decode what could have led to the results we saw, and who better to do it with than the man who has history, who has a political science background that's prudent and known to work, who has done polls and service in times past, even when he was at the Department of Political Science at the University of Ghana. Now, Doc, let me now push you to the wall and ask you, can those who did not do a great showing in their constituencies as members of parliament still hold themselves high as potential running mates to Dr. Bawumia?
I don't think so. They should not. You see, when you are going for a running mate, there are two things you look out for. You need a running mate that will help you to govern. In the case of Dr. Bawumia in 2008, the president said that he needs somebody who is a strong economic background in order to help him to govern. I never heard the president at that time saying that he wants somebody who will bring votes. So that is number one, somebody who helps you govern. Two, you need somebody who will bring votes, block votes. And I think that given the nature of the 2024 elections, Dr. Bawumia needs somebody who will bring block vote. And this block vote comes from not only geography. If you look at geography, look at Papa Kwesi Mensah, His Excellency the Vice President. In 2012, he promised that he was going to deliver Central Region, and he delivered Central Region. In 2020, we had Professor Nana. She's also from Central Region, all right, but she couldn't deliver Central Region. So it's not just coming from the region. Your church or your religious background is very, very critical. Your professional background is very, very critical. The people you have served over the years is very critical. If you're a member of parliament and a small constituency, you could not deliver. What is the point that you deliver block vote for the team? I don't think that those people should be considered. That's my personal opinion.
But I will say that competence is what they should be considered as the most important part. That if I'm a man who has the gravitas to help develop this country, why should my ability or the lack thereof to garner votes in my constituency be a big issue?
You know, you must be in government to implement your policies.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody who can help you to mobilize votes and you are in government, you can always recruit many experts as possible to help you to deliver your promises or your programs.
Should the running mate necessarily come from the Ashanti region?
One, I think that the running mate must come from, you see, NPP is doing as much as possible to, if you want, I won't use the word ostracize, but to move away from the Akan tag. We can have the Bawumia is from the north. We can also look at one of the smaller groups. We can have smaller ethnic groups who in the past have not really benefited from it. For instance, we have always have our national chairman from Greater Accra here for a number of times. We can decide to have a running mate from Greater Accra who can also bring some votes.
What would be the competitive advantage in doing so?
That's what I'm coming. When you mention Greater Accra, you don't just mention Greater Accra because anybody from Greater Accra. But whether we like it or not, Greater Accra is the biggest region in Ghana in terms of voter population.
Yeah.
Now, if you have somebody who every constituency or about 80% of the 34 constituencies, people know that person, maybe a man or a woman. But now NDC had a woman in 2020. We can also say, look, we also want to have a woman from Greater Accra who can also, but before we choose that person, we should have a scientific basis, knowing that this person is strong in this constituency, is strong in that constituency, strong in that constituency, to partner Dr. Bawumia as well. You see, when we want to choose a running mate, we need to put in context. In the case of 2012, His Excellency John Mahama knows very well that voter region is a base already. So we don't need to get a running mate from voter region. Central region is a swing. Let's get the running mate from central region. We have Ashanti region, which is our base. What are we doing to excite the people to go out and vote? Is it just the running mate that we use to excite them, or the other factors as well? Because an average Ashanti will vote an MPP. So let's see what are the other factors.
Is the percentage of votes that matter in the Ashanti region, isn't it?
Exactly. More than 70%.
Yes.
Anytime the NPP gets 70% with a lower turnout, we are losing the elections. But if you get 73, 74 with a huge turnout, it means that you've won election already. The other regions don't matter at all.
So this insistence that there should be an Asante on the ballot, hook or crook, It's not backed by fact.
It's not backed by fact. We must have other reasons to back it. So if you go to Ashanti region, assuming you pick somebody from Menchia or pick somebody from Bosontwe, what about those from Kwabre? What about those from
that contributed the highest number of votes in the last election?
What about those from Offenso? For them, we have to look at what are the factors that will pull them to the polls. That's what is important. Maybe it's their bridge that is broken, that they need this bridge done, come with me. They need this 2-kilometer road constructed, come with me. It's not necessarily the running mate coming from Ashanti region that will bring this person or that person to the polls. At the end of the day, what matters is people willingness, enthusiastically moving to the polls to go and cast their vote. That is the most important. So ask yourself the question, is giving the running mate to Ashanti the one going to drive the people to go to the ballot box to cast their vote? Is that the main reason why to go there? Or is the road that they want fixed that has not been fixed? Or is it the interchange they want done that has not been done? Is it the ASOTEP they want to done that has not been done? These are the factors that we need to interrogate, much more than just giving them a running mate. These are the factors that will put them to the polls. It's what is critically important. Because at the end of the day, December 7th, we will count from the ballot box how many votes you had. That is what is important. It's not about, we had this when we had this. So people's integration and participation in the governance process is extremely critical. And they're feeling that, look, we are part of the process. That is what is important to them.
But didn't you shoot yourself in the foot when you started by making the argument that you have been tagged in an account form?
Yes.
So you seeking to dispel that theory, you decided then to choose somebody from any of the regions of the north to do so.
Yeah.
The only time you deviated from this north-south combination on your ticket had been when Eko in Kasaka actually came in along the line. Would it be prudent? And you lost the election anyway.
Yeah, we lost the election. In 96, we lost the election.
You lost the election. So would it be prudent to depart from what has worked over the period?
No, but we have Dr. Bawumia from the north.
Yes.
And when we say the south, it includes Oti.
Oh, that's...
Volta region.
Well...
Greater Accra.
Yes.
They are all part of the south. Central region. Western region. They are all part of the south.
The definition of the south has always been...
Ashanti.
From the Akan areas. Because you've had both Ashanti and Eastern as the complete two that have been on your ticket.
No, but don't forget that Buzia came from Bono.
Yes.
And it was considered to be part of Ashanti.
Yeah, that's true, at the time.
Yes, it was considered to be part of Ashanti. So when you talk about the south, we mean when the South Christian does not automatically translate into Akan, or not to Akan or Ashanti per se, but South, the entire South.
Okay.
The entire South. That's how I would define the entire South to be.
Okay.
For, you see,
no, because I keep saying this because the people who are the front runners, so-called.
I have listed 15 now.
Oh, really?
Well, 15 people who are interested in showing that we want to be the running mate.
Are they all from the Ashanti region?
No, some are from Ashanti region, but most of them from Ashanti region. 10 of them are from Ashanti region.
Yes, so that's what people are talking about.
Yes.
That appears that it's a done deal that it should come from there, and that's why you have this huge number of people.
You see, I agree, and I have not changed the position I've had in our students. We should look at the factors that propel people to the polling station. That is what is important now. Not necessarily give, as I said, if you choose your running mate from Bosontwe, or Menchia, or from Swami, or from Bekwai, the man at New Edubiase, how does he pull him into the ballot box or the polling station? The man at Manso Edubia, how does that ginger the person or make him enthusiastic to go and cast his vote?
It's not one of their own. The same as Ashanti region.
No, I'm just saying it's Ashanti region, all right. But the point is that the person really represent what the people are interested in pulling them to the people? You see, Raymond, I have said, and I'll keep saying that what is important is that what will drive people to the polling station. That's what is important.
All right. And this may not necessarily be ethnicity of the person or the region the person is coming from.
May not necessarily be the case. You see,
if you are being asked today to propose where they should choose a candidate from,
I'll ask for about 2 months to go around again the country, the south, to do, because you see, to choose a running mate, you need different types of modeling and what it will come up with. Modeling A, X plus Y plus, this put all together. Model B, this plus this plus this put all together. what is the quantum of votes that this person will bring?
Oh,
What is
really?
the quantum
Isn't that
of
scientific?
it's
I
very-
thought it was mostly a couple of men will sit around the table and say, oh, this is a man, he can do well. This is a man, he can compliment you. This guy, I like him because his father was part of our founding fathers. Then you move on with your life.
You are asking me. So you ask me,
Okay.
this is how I'll go around it.
Okay.
But I'm not the flag bearer. So the flag bearer will have his own interest in deciding what to come from.
No, I
but what is
understand that
important
perfectly.
is that the person must be able to deliver block votes. That is most important. And block vote definer, this quantum of votes we are sure is coming because of this person who is coming on board. That is the most important one.
Now, it's going to be exciting, right?
Yes.
Can the choice do or undo the MPP's chances in 2024?
Yes, significantly. The choice can do and also undo. The choice can do and also undo. Can do because people meet. For instance, I am a 7-day Adventist church member. Some people say, oh, for the first time, we have somebody from the SDA church who is becoming a running mate. Can we all of us come together and support the person? Somebody may come from ICGC. What is the members of the ICGC?
Their population.
Yes, what the population in Accra here. I know ICG, for instance, they have 400 branches in Accra. I didn't know. But recently, I got to know there are 400 branches.
Oh,
Assuming somebody is coming from the ICGC, how many members of the ICG are willing and ready to vote for the other person? Assume somebody is coming from the Pentecost church, which is the biggest and growing church in Ghana here. Are the Pentecost people able to support that person? You have to put all this in context so that the fellow can deliver block votes.
The religious background.
The religious
In
background.
fact, this is a denominational religious background.
Yes, it's not a religion. As for the religion, it's certain that the fellow must be a Christian.
It's certain.
It's certain because the vice president is a Muslim, so the next person must be a Christian. It's certain must be a Christian. That's no discussion about that. So it's a Christian. What denomination is the fellow coming from? Assuming you are coming from a very small church that have membership of about 2,000. What you bring on table when it comes to the religious X, for instance. But if
So will you rule out Catholic Christians like myself?
well, why will I rule out? Catholic is a very big church. But is a Catholic church able to rally all their people behind one person? That's one thing that you need to look at.
Oh, okay, like the Pentecostal.
Yeah, exactly. For
recently,
instance,
yeah.
yes. For instance, is the person. So the Catholic is bigger than any other church in Ghana here. I'm sure you know that. But the point is that are people going to vote for you because you are a Catholic? Are you able to rally the people around you as compared to maybe ICGC or Pentecost Church or Apostolic Church or SDA Church? Or you have to put all this in context. I was going to say, to choose a running mate, if you ask me, it's really going to be serious modeling. Then you come up with this is the right equation to go with a person on the basis of this, and then you are done. If you ask me, that's what it will be there.
Do you think that you say 10, right, from Asante will be disappointed?
No, I say I have 15 people who have shown it, whose name are coming up. 15 of them, and about
I know the huge numbers from the Asante area.
Yes.
I don't know these other 5 from whichever region.
Oh, yeah, the others who are coming. But
Who are
in the coming week, I don't want to be the one who is going to
Name them
on your show and they say that, hey, the man has given me the highest platform because he's told advice about me. So
Okay.
please, I'll propose that you let me keep it to myself. In the coming week, I'm sure they'll be popping up.
I'm told Matthew Opoku Prempeh is the front runner. Is it true?
It should be based on science. If you ask me the question, but I know he's one of the key guys. Matthew Opoku Prempeh is one of the key guys. My chief of staff is also one of the.
Oh, Freeman Osel Pare.
He's also one of the people who is very much interested. Minister for Education is also one of the who is interested. The majority leader is also one of the people who is interested. MP for Bekwai, who is your church member, Roma Catholic Church, is also one of the people who is interested. There are a number of people, and there are others who are also there are a number of them who are interested. Interestingly, all of them have tasted Parliament before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so is it a criteria?
No, it's not a criteria at all because His Excellency the Vice President have not been to Parliament before. So he will not use that as a criteria. This morning I heard people mentioning the name of Honorable Na Toshi as well. Yes, this morning people are mentioning her name.
She's from Greater Accra.
She's from, Greater Accra.
How unique is her candidature?
Oh, now because of this assembly common fund.
Oh, yeah.
She has used it
she's spread around across the country.
Yeah, she's spread around the country, and she has endeared herself with the constituency and the regional party officers and all that. And in the Christian faith too, I think she has some base in the Christian faith as well. And that's some people are also names coming.
At Sierra University, we've been empowering students to pursue their goals for over 130 years. From innovative degree programs and helpful tools to campus locations focused on creating community for international students, we can help you find your way forward. We even offer international students 25% off tuition on select degree programs. Visit strayer.edu to learn more. Eligibility rules, restrictions, and exclusions apply. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials for amazing deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 25% off Nike for him, her, and kids. 75% off fine jewelry. And 10 to 50% off select appliances from Black & Decker, Cuisinart, Instant Pot, and more. Plus, get it faster with store pickup now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply. Please note that stores are closed Thanksgiving Day.
From the central region as well and western region as well. So several names are coming up, but I'm sure as the days go by and the often parliamentary candidates come out, it will start whittling down.
You did say something earlier on that they are members of parliament. If the NPP had followed the NDC's plan of doing both presidential and parliamentary primaries on the same day, you would have seen a lot of MPP MPs fall or being replaced. Why so?
Oh, because it's the same elections. There must be a compelling reason why people will vote for Kennedy and they will vote for the member of parliament who is not supporting Kennedy's cause. For instance, Enya Soto, Honorable Kisi, he was leading Kennedy's campaign, and he won the constituency heavily. So it means that he would have also won his primaries. Okay. As compared to some of the constituencies that we lost, what the Bawumia team lost. Yes, so that's what will happen. But I'm not saying that automatically from now until the February it will happen, because from now to February, a lot of work can be done.
At least they have an indication of what's likely going to be their fate ahead of time.
You know, let me just say something here.
It's a dry run, isn't it?
Yes, in 2022, I did a study about MPs. And some of our members of parliament did not perform well at all. And it was a discussion among us, and I'm sure you saw the ranking of the MPs. A lot of them came after me.
I know.
And now when we went to the polls, they've realized their smoothness level.
You were factually presented.
Yes. I was just telling them, you are not doing well on the ground. Please, take action here and there. And people came after me. And they saw what happened on Saturday. They were leading Dr. Bawumia's campaign, and they saw what happened. People likeness for them. And this is even within the party. If it has been out of the party, it's Robin West.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's not been out, because the people we interrogated were not party members. And these are, for instance, if you're a member of parliament, you have some resource to give. The first person you give is your party members. So if your party members are not happy with you, what about the outsider? It's West. So we have a lot of work to do.
That's an interesting one. Now, I'm taking it to that question I want to ask. What are the chances of the vice president winning the election 2024, breaking the 8, mindful of our current economic state, mindful of the fact that breaking the 8 is almost an impossibility in the Republic of Ghana? History suggests that, at least, and mindful of the fact that this is a new candidate, and most of the time, if you take our Rawlings, new candidates hardly win elections.
Yes. You see, now, this is the first time any of the major political parties, is clear, MPP, NDC, is presenting a Muslim. Okay. This is the first time.
That's a minority religious group.
Yes, this is the first time. Now, let me say something here. In 2012, when President Mahama became the president, I did some work in the north. And this is one of the reasons why he won. We went around asking people whom you vote for, why you vote for, and all that. That I was in the university and I was enjoying academic freedom and doing one thing. And people told me, after Hilal Imam, we've never had a president from the north. So this is our opportunity to vote for the president, John Dramani Mahama. NPP members who are telling me this.
Okay.
Now, bringing that here, the first time we're having a Muslim, and we expect that the NPP will do well in the Muslim community this time around. Mm-hmm. They also have the numbers as well, but they are nowhere close to the Christian population.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about the economy is not doing well. It's just rebounding gradually. So from now up to June next year, it will be a good time to see how fast the economy has recovered. Also, depending on what happened at the global front, because the global front has significant impact on our economy here. So it also depends on that as well. Beyond that, too, one of the key indices that will help Dr. Bawumia to win is revenue. Because good governance in Ghana to somewhat is measured by revenue. Yeah. Because people want their road done, you have done it for them. People want their water, you have given the water to them because you have the resources. With the current IMF situation, the government borrowing space has become very limited. So if the government is able to raise some income internally and they're able to construct or do some of the projects that people need, I think it will give him the little chance to win the election. You see, it has never been possible for anyone to break the 8, but it is plausible.
It has never been possible.
But it is plausible.
It is plausible.
Yes.
What would tip the scales in the favor of Dr. Bawumia, for example?
As I'm saying that if we get the economy fixed, that is a critical one. Very critical. If we get the economy fixed, that will be very important. And then also the nature and the strategies that we put in place. Because in 2008, the economy was doing very well. I don't know whether you remember that time. You'll be in your house or your office, people come and knock. Yeah. You want a loan?
Yeah, that's true.
People will come and say, we are selling gas. People were moving. The economy was doing very well. The banking sector was doing well. The insurance sector was doing well. The telecom was booming. Everything. But the party lost the election. The economy was doing well. But in this particular instance, we need the economy to perform well. And that will give him the plausible chance that we are looking up to.
Dr. Bawumia is head of the economic management team.
Yes.
Would the sins of this government generally be leveled against him?
You see, when you are a candidate from incumbent party, whether you like it or not, the sins of the economy, of the government will follow you. That is it's a standard.
You can't separate him from
it. You can't separate. No, you see, let's be local a bit here. If you go to a place like Techimanov, the behavior and the demeanor of the DC, whether we like it or not, have an impact on the performance of Dr. Bawumia in the general election. Okay. So the sins of the government, you can't extricate yourself from it. It's not possible.
What then is he expected to do? Would he have to turn and do that? I need to take full charge of this economy to make sure these things are done. Because he has recently said he's his own man, he has his own policies. Should he start showing signs of his policies now that he has an opportunity and is still vice president, before he may be deemed qualified to run?
You see, His Excellency the President is somebody who allows people to do their own things.
Oh, I see.
Including ministers. All what he needs is that, look, let me know what you're doing. So different ministers are doing so many things at their ministry. They only have approval of the President. Okay. So he, as the first now the flag bearer, second the economic management, head of the economic management team. There are a lot of things that he can do. But this digitalization agenda he's been pushing, the President only gives his approval. President only wants him to inform me, get me informed that you are doing A, B, C, D, and he gives a blessing. So I will not expect him to take over the government, to appoint new ministers and all this. I don't expect him to do that. But I expect him to show much more of the things that he wants to do. People will have an idea about what the future will look like. That is very, very important. So then people will feel, oh, okay, this gentleman is coming to do his own thing. This gentleman is coming to do his own thing. That will help the country at the end of the day. But let me say this. In all democracies around the world, the period we find ourselves in political science, we call it delicate transition. It's an extremely delicate transition that if you don't manage the existing government so well and the incoming government so well, you end up destroying everything.
How so?
No, we see, we have 261 district assemblies that are all appointees of the president. Yeah. We have ministers who are appointees of the president. We have CEOs who are appointees of the president. So whether we like it or not, the president is still in charge of the country. So now, if you are the running mates, if you are the vice president now, you don't seem to say, look, I'm going to wipe off the entire team and bring my own team on board. And then the people will start to sabotage you. We will not openly do, but they will do a lot of things at the blind side of you that will get the public against you at the end of the day. So as I say, it's a delicate transition because we want to make sure that whilst you are within, you are also trying to say that I'm also out.
Okay.
So it's a delicate transition. That's what we call in podcast.
Should he be seeking to show he's his own man by showing he disagrees with the current policies of the government?
I, Director of Research, I cannot disagree with the policies of the government. We all sit in cabinet, we take a decision. The decision of the cabinet is bounded on all of us. So he, as a vice president, he cannot say that I'm not part of this decision. All of us.
He criticized government decisions.
In public?
Yes.
He cannot. He should not.
So that means that will be an albatross around his
No, he cannot, because as I said, I am a lower level in the Jubilee House. I cannot come to the radio station and TV station and say, look, this decision of the government is wrong. It should have been that, should have been that. If I have an input to make, I should make the input at the cabinet when the decision has been made. But
so he's inextricably intertwined with every single thing that happens in government.
Yes, he's the vice president. Yes.
But what we have been told is that he might be vice president, and we hear people say it a lot. He has not officially said it before. We've not heard him say that. We've heard people say that he's really not in charge of the economy. Even though he's chairman of the economic management team, he's truly not the guy whose idea is running the state.
You see, people say that, and I don't know the context that they say it from, because at the end of the day, who is in charge of what? Because not everything that will go in every ministry that the president knows. Not everything in every ministry, the major policies, the ministers come to cabinet and bring it to him, or go to him and have a discussion with him. You don't expect that the president will be able to know everything that goes on in every ministry. I'll set an example. The DC of Binduri's behavior have impact on the vice president chances of winning the election or losing the election. Now, every budget that is passed will have to go to EMT for approval before it comes to Parliament for final approval. He chairs the EMT. It is possible that some decisions of the government in terms of the economy, he may not, as a technocrat, approve it. But in the context, he is the one who is in charge and says, this is what we have to do. And don't forget that we are in a podcast space that we have a lot of interest in certain, because if you want to do everything by the book, you are doing everything by the book, and you end up going to lose the election at the end of the day. Some decisions of the government may not necessarily be the most market-based decision that you have to make, but because you are in a podcast space, so you have to trade off at a certain time in time. And so that doesn't mean that he's not in charge. He chairs all the economic management unless he instructs Honorable the former senior minister or government advisor Nana Osafo to chair on his behalf. He chairs the economic management team, and nothing will come to cabinet as far as the economy is concerned. That will not go to the EMT. That will not have the approval of the EMT. Whether the budget, whether the energy policy, agriculture policy, trade policy, whatever it is, it will have to go to the EMT before it comes to him, and he has to give approval to it.
It's wonderful to hear people like you of your competence and how you put, because that's a conversation we'll be having in this country. Now, I need to move this into the mainstream of it. I know you are at the seat of government. Yeah. If I ask you this question, and I've heard of Samuel Oku say, John Dramani Mahama is a formidable opposition going to the next election. Do you think Dr. Bawumia stands a realistic chance against John Mahama? Mindful of all the things you have outlined.
Yeah, John Dramani Mahama is really formidable. He's really formidable candidate. And therefore, as I've indicated, given all these issues that I have raised, he still has a chance, but it's a minimal chance. And you don't need to win more than, you don't need 51% to win the election in this country. He can win, and he will win marginally. He can win, but also conditioned on the performance of the economy from now up to June. That's critical. The performance of the economy from now up to June, because about June, more than 80% of the Ghanaians have made their choice whom they are going to vote for, unless something drastic happens around September. That's the only thing. But from now up to June, most people, Ghanaians will make a decision whom they are going to vote for. And that's talking about the 10% or 15% of undecided voters in Ghana. Because we know most people have made their decision already. You know whom I'll be voting for, I'm sure.
But you are in government, so it's quite easy to determine that.
Yeah, whom I'll be voting for sure. So that's what it is. He's a formidable candidate.
Would it be difficult to convince people to vote a Muslim, especially non-Muslims? You made a religious argument earlier.
Yeah.
Would it be difficult to convince the majority Christian population to vote a Muslim?
There are some, I have done some work, there are some Christians who have said that they will never vote for a Muslim.
Really?
There are some Christians I've spoken with, they've said that. And there are some who, it doesn't matter, is a leader of the state at the end of the day. So I will go to my church, I will conduct all my religious activity without any fear or favor or anything at all. So it's not a problem at all. So, but different people have different reasons why they vote for a particular candidate.
Which grouping is in the majority? Those who say I'll never vote Muslim? Or those who say, well, I don't really care?
Those who don't really care, they are in majority of the Christians that we have spoken to. But not every Christian we have spoken to, a sample, but a sample size. Those who say they will not vote for a Muslim, they are smaller. Yes. But those who say they are not voting for a Muslim and they are smaller are so much hyper that I don't think anything can change their mind.
Oh, so they are in the extreme end now.
Yeah, they are extreme ends, yes.
Okay.
But they are very small. But they are so hyper that they will not listen.